Welcome to the Bullits and Bourbon podcast, where it's not about the bourbon, but more about who you share it with.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Bullits and Bourbon, episode 58. It's our midweek heavy whiskey, right?
Medium whiskey.
Medium whiskey. This week we kind of reinstated the whole poll on, let's see what people wanted to have us drink. And, we were getting into the fall and, we had some chill weather. And we kind of felt like, let's bring some peaty scotches out, which I know that you two were just thrilled about, right?
Oh, I don't mind the peat.
Now, you're still on the fence.
A mild peat. This is based on the smell right here. We're going full Bandaid tonight, right?
We'll put it down yet. It's not time to sip yet. You just go ahead and get yourself ready.
I don't get the Bandaid smell.
See, we're already diving into it.
Your sniffer's broke then.
Your sniffer's broke. So listen, we put it out for a vote, and everybody responded. We had a ton of people on Patreon that responded overwhelmingly. Wanted us to go with the Lagavulin, and I'm probably mispronouncing that because I can't say any of the scotches right. 11-year charred oak. This is the Offerman edition, and we put that up against Ardbeg Bizarre, which is a really good one that actually a lot of people that aren't into peat kind of can get into peat with, and then the Lafroig Select, which I thought would win, and but no, it was the Lagavulin, if I'm saying that right. I'm going to get corrected by the bloggers out there, and rightfully so. So, let's jump into it, and you guys give me your thoughts. I mean, this is one that I've
Craig's already crying. He's like, it smells like a Bandaid.
I mean, this bottle's two-thirds of the way done, so I like this one. So I have no problems with it.
I mean, it's easy. Like on the nose, you get that smoke, which I think that's from the peat.
It's 92 proof, so it's not. It's a little bit higher than most scotches go, but it's still within the moderate range as far as proof goes.
Like I get the oak, I get the citrus on the nose, which usually I can't pick up the citrus or the oak usually.
Yeah. What do you get, Craig? Iodine Bandaid. There's one note with you.
Come back to me.
Come back to you? All right. Well, I tend to like this one a lot. I get the oak. I get the sweetness out of it. The peat I enjoy, and it took a while to really dive in and absorb it, but I love real peaty whiskeys now. I get a banana out of this, kind of like Jack Daniels.
Really? Banana?
Yep. Sweet banana. There's sweet aroma. I get this like buttery like fruit smell. And it's one of the more on the nose. It's one of the more enjoyable nosing peaty scotches that I have. Sometimes you get like barbecue, or sometimes you get like that deep like charred oak or cigar.
See, I don't get the cigar. I get the charred oak. I get a little bit of citrus.
There's like a berry nose to it. Do you pick anything up on the nose, or do you still struggle on the?
I get the peat. I think when you're brand new or newer to this heavy of peat, definitely not the heaviest peat I've ever had though. But I think it's hard to get past the smell, past the taste though. When I say get past it, I mean it's not totally gross to me though. But my palate can't pick up anything but, for the most part, maybe the charred oak or the peat though.
So you're still rinse and have another sip.
See, with the nose, it's kind of hard to get past the smoke for you. But once you're able to get past the smoke, that's where I get the citrus. I get the oak.
Yeah, there's a really good consistent smoke and peat flavor to it.
It's a very light, smooth finish though.
Now on the palate, I get exactly what I smell. I get but it's a good smoke. It's not like that. I want to say a strong campfire smoke, but a nice, comfortable where it gives you that campfire where it's like a good smoke.
I was going to describe mine exactly as campfire, not overpowering, but even after I rinse the peat, after rinsing the peat has gone some, that Bandaid, but the smoke still lingers on the palate though.
The palate for me, I still pick that banana bread up, baking spices, sea salt. And I love that about where this whiskey originates. I mean, it's the, I'm going to mess this up too. It's the Islay region, it's spelled Islay. I used to say Islay. It's Islay.
Oh, Islay.
I think, or I probably mispronounced that. I mean, I'm going to get skewered by the real Scotch pros. They're going to be like, "You're a freaking mess," and I am. But I love the sea salt that gets into it and kind of gives it that oceany vibe to it. I love the baking spices inside there, and a little bit of chocolate on the palate. The finish is warming, it's not overpowering. It is a Scotch, but the flavor of that kind of banana bread and sea salt kind of carries through. It's one of the more, I think, I remember when I first tried this, we were at a Bogger Share, and the Bogger Share that we do here is all these peaty, just masterful peaty scotches, and I gravitated toward this one. Yeah, more.
Yeah.
You're not finished with what you have.
Yeah, but I want to top it off because now I don't know if it's psychologically, since you said the sea salt.
You want to figure it out?
I think I'm getting the sea salt now. Like
Okay.
I was getting the oak, I was getting the citrus, a little bit of the baking spice, but as soon as you said sea salt, I started to taste the sea salt.
Am I making it up with almost a buttery honey or
No. I mean, what you taste is what you taste. So, and to be honest with you, if for somebody that's just getting into a peaty Scotch, hearing, what you may feel like is inexperienced, but hearing your thoughts is extremely valuable because it may relate to somebody that wants to try it. So, I mean, I tend to gravitate toward these when it gets cooler out, and I kind of want that warmth, and you get that from the smoke and the peat and the sea salt and the baking spices. It kind of lends into that season. So, you want two now? Another one?
yeah? It's
Some motherfuckers need to go to Fine Wine and Good Spirits, grab me another bottle.
actually we got to find one.
You know what? That's what we'll do. We'll go get you another bottle.
But this is a great bottle, I think.
And it's easy to find because if you.
Yeah, well, all of the Lagavulin, and I'm probably just butchering that. I hate even saying it. You can find a lot of peated scotches in your liquor store. They're just not hunted the way that bourbon is or that rye is becoming. And there's so many just amazing ones out there. But this one in particular was one of the first ones that really I could drink easily.
Yeah, it's an easy
as
sip.
evidenced by the bottle.
It is an easy sip.
Yeah.
Because I'm still not completely sold on peat. I'll drink it, but it is enjoyable.
What about this with a cigar? What would you think?
100%.
But-
I was thinking about this weekend. Like, I think I'm just going to stick to Scotch all weekend long.
This weekend?
Yeah.
Are we doing a Scotch weekend? He's all, no.
No.
You know he's not going to stick to Scotch. After he gets a couple pours, he will not be doing Scotch.
He's
right up
There's
that
no telling what he'll
130
do.
proof.
He might be doing Fireball by the end of the night nowadays.
Well, I'm saying I'll start out with whiskey or bourbon, but I think probably halfway through I'm going to switch
when
to
the air,
Scotch.
when it gets a little colder
When it gets
out.
a little bit colder and I can enjoy a cigar, I think this is going to go
Are we
great.
at the point where we could go with like one of the Ardbegs, Heavy Vapors, or maybe an Octomore?
Dude, that Octomore that Jim brought
That
over.
was good.
The Octomore from Friday night, that is really good.
I don't remember what it was, but I was a big fan. I would love to acquire a bottle, but I think he said he paid still on
Like
Whiskey
$2
World.
something?
I think he said 180. That's not including shipping, but it
Yeah.
wasn't.
It wasn't cheap.
No, but
No.
it was.
It
I
was
thought it was really good. It was a
enjoyable.
lighter peat, sweet. I was a huge fan. though.
Was that the sherry cask?
Yes.
Or
It was the
okay.
light purple tube,
Yeah.
the 15.2 or something. Maybe he said. I can't
Yeah,
remember.
15.2 Pete or whatever it was.
So when it comes to this bottle, for those that are listening that are kind of like, oh, peated Scotch, I don't know. I mean, what would you say, from your perspective and your perspective, what would you say about this bottle for them?
I think this is an easier one to walk into because it's not too over heavy with the peat. I mean, he still got that Bandaid iodine on the nose. I did not. When I first started to get into peat, everything smelled like that Bandaid iodine. And it kind of turned me off immediately. But then the flavor profile with the smoke, the oak, some of the citrus that you get, I enjoy it. I mean, the peat's an acquired taste. But I think once you let yourself go and like, okay, let me try to enjoy this, you're like, you know what, this isn't that bad. It's actually really enjoyable.
Yeah.
I think this is a little more aggressive than I would start somebody off with, though. I think as the exception, not the norm. You have some people that could come in and just love the peat and not need to walk into it, who are just like, this is amazing. That's the exception, though. But as a norm, I've definitely had, I haven't had a ton, but I've had quite a few that still had less peat.
Yeah.
If you would have given this to me when I was first starting off, I'd probably been like, oh, now it's not, the peat isn't too bad for me. I like this pour. I could drink the pour again, but somebody who's trying to walk into peat and tiptoe into it, I think it might be a little too much peat.
Yeah, well, I think we're going to play around with more peats and more poles, and I think what I need to do is I need to drop some of the big names out, like Ardbeg and Lefroy and Lagavulin out. I'm going to put some new ones in there that people aren't familiar with, like Benriarc, maybe some Smokehead, Highland Park. I'm looking over at the shelf. I'm trying to figure out some that are just. Some are more mild.
What was the one Brian tried to walk me into, like episode 2 or 3 that never got posted? He brought I want to say like Black Cells or Black Ship.
Oh, no, Ardbeg Black.
Is that what it was?
And it's a damn good, but that's a
heavy peat.
That's a heavy peat.
It was a heavy peat, but I actually really enjoyed it.
Yeah, you did like that. Well, and you like the Bizarre Q. When we had that down at...
Is that the one that tastes like barbecue?
Down just a tip when we were at Sam's place. Yeah, that was Bizarre Q.
Okay, I can't remember.
And it's delicious. That's one of the few peated ones that Jennifer really likes. She also really liked that Octomore that Jim brought over.
Well,
that surprised me because that was 108. The peat level on it, ppm, peat per million or whatever, particles per whatever their scale is. It was really high. I didn't think she was going to like it, and she did. So I mean, you got to think once you get past or can distinguish that and get rid of that iodine Bandaid taste or smell, then you open up for so many different flavors with the peated Scotch. I think there are more flavor combos in peated Scotch than there are in any other whiskey.
Do you think?
I'm sorry. Go
ahead, Dan.
No, I think that's a big thing. It's that initial nose, that iodine, that Band-Aid. It's like, I ain't drinking. This reminds me of that stuff my mom used to put on your arm and it would burn like hell to clean out a cut. So you're like, no, I ain't drinking this shit. This shit will cure cancer, cure AIDS. Not fucking dealing
more
with
easy
it.
to drink it.
I
think I would equate peat the proof.
Peat the proof? But it's not.
Well, no, what I say, I equate that to that. When someone's trying to walk into whiskey, though, too, I wouldn't go give them a pour of 120, though. Same thing with the peat right here. I might equate this to like a 105 proof, though.
Okay.
I may not walk somebody into a 105 proof right off the bat. I might give them something that's more of a 90 proof, though. And I wouldn't call this a 90 proof on the peat scale. I would maybe call it a little over 100, maybe like 105.
That's a good way to equate it.
Probably the best way I could put it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't see anything wrong with that.
Not like that Octomore you gave me one night. That was
you're still
like
bitching about that.
160 proof.
Man, get this man a tampon.
That was
let me tell you something. That was 90 or 100 proof. It was low proof. It was high peat. It was super heavily peated. That's what you tasted.
Oh, correct. That was my correlation, though. But I was saying that you said it was one of the most parts per million or whatever it was.
Yeah, I don't know what the scale is. I mean,
all right, Tyson DeGracius. We're fucking with your fucking thermal energy physics
we're
shit.
admittedly not experts with peated scotches or with scotches in general. It's kind of a fun category for us to actually learn a lot about as we go. I mean, we have our favorites. I mean, you love the Dalmore cigar.
But that's not peat. That's a blend.
But I'm talking about scotches in general.
That's a Scotch blend.
Yeah, but Dan and I are so new to this. I mean, like, people are watching us walk into this, though, too. And I'm such a beginner into the peat, though, too, where I'm sitting here like, oh, well. But, I mean, I could not have done this 6 months ago, though.
No, you would have fought Jason before you took a sip of that. You'd have been like, nope, no way in hell.
See, we're making progress with you.
Seasonal too. I will say, drinking a lot of stuff neater now. The weather's changing because it's cooler. Yeah. It's not sitting out there in the hot sun now. So, but
I mean, all in all, I think my recommendation is this is a good one to go pick up for people that are curious.
What's the price tag on that?
I want to say it's like $80. So
no, that's not bad at all. For $80,
it's not a bad bottle to gamble on.
Shelfer, you said?
Most of the time. Now, I mean, there are some other Lagavulins over there, but this one you can find pretty easy. It's the 11-year charred oak. It's done in it's finished in bourbon barrels and port wine barrels. So that helps kind of, I think, mellow it out a little bit. But, this is one that I think if you're curious, you just, you want to, listen, you want to show up at a party, you want to bring a good bottle. Everybody's bringing, their bourbon and, they're, cheesing out their Taylor bottles. This is a good change of pace to show up at a Christmas party for, Thanksgiving party for. I think this would be great.
It's great after dinner pour.
Great after dinner pour.
Charcuterie board or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, 100%.
Charcuterie.
Great.
Charcuterie board.
Little great after dinner sipper, man.
Yeah. Listen, I love hitting the peats after we eat because I drink them slower. And so I don't feel like I'm just like blowing up and just getting worse. They're nice and good with a cigar, cigarette. It is what it is. So I definitely would recommend this for the newer person entering into the peat world. I'd say, give this bottle a shot. The other two that we put up there are good bottles to jump into as well. But this is, I'm glad this was chosen. This is one of the ones that I do enjoy more than others.
Yeah.
And we'll continue to go down this road. I think we need to do an Irish selection.
I'm not a big fan on our. I
know
you like that red breast though.
The red breast, but the other red breast he has sitting
bottle.
on there.
No.
The red breast I bought like a year or two ago.
Well,
I
got
care
more
for
than that. We could throw up, a Teeling. We could throw up a
proper 12. Can we throw up a proper 12?
I don't have a proper.
We
12.
do a little blind throwing some Crown there. Let's see how it comes out.
The whole point is let people choose. But we have a selection of Irish over there between the Silky and
the Silky.
Yeah,
reminds me of a strip club in the Rocks. Just go stripes.
I can't. I got nothing for you. This is.
Every time we bring Dan on.
Yeah.
But that's what it's called. It's called Silkies.
Is it?
Yeah. You got Club Erotica. You got Silkies. Don't ask me how I know. It's just because I'm from the Rocks.
From the Rocks. From downtown.
From the Rocks, bitch.
Silkies had the men dancers.
No, that's what it was. Little midget men.
we can't go one episode without a crack.
You always have to bring in something stupid like strip club, something.
I didn't talk about your mom. I didn't talk about your hemorrhoids. Didn't talk about any of that. Automatically gay jokes.
Dude, my hemorrhoids are gone after what that doctor did to me.
I bet he did.
Both hands on your shoulder. He went no hands on you.
He's like, we call this the Diddy method.
Man, I just poked you straight. Come over here and slap me.
So what would happen? Like he put both of your hands on his shoulder. He's like, "Be calm, Ted." And you're like, "My name's not Ted." He's like, "I know it's mine."
Luckily, I was underneath good anesthesia, so I have no.
So it's definitely the Diddy method. I don't remember anything.
A little Rohypnol in your drink.
Dude, I said that
like,
to the wife.
This.
I said that to the wife this morning. She's getting out of the shower. She's like, "Can you grab my towel?" I said, "Come here and let me Diddy you." Look on her face. She was not digging that comment at all.
I know. They don't see the humor in it.
No, she did not see any humor in that comment at all.
Well, it's so bad. The videos that are popping up now
on Diddy,
not only on Diddy, but like some of
Bieber,
some of the lyrics from like 90s
lyrics.
God, his lesbian.
Look, I did go to speech therapy. See, you make me revert back to when I was a kid. I hate you guys.
I think to give us a bye.
He starts to go turn back to his Key Rocks self here.
The lyrics that are coming out,
but like the.
Did you hear the little Bieber thing that he did? The little I didn't send it to you. No. He has a little 20-second little.
Bieber does, or
yes, Bieber has
fake.
a little.
That's an AI.
Yeah.
Oh, was it put together?
Yeah.
Oh.
It was about what I did for a Ferrari or whatever.
Yes.
That's AI.
Okay.
That's a fake.
Was Meek Mills though? Was that whole thing about did he F me in the?
I don't know.
Daddy.
But all I know the Biggie Smalls.
No.
The Biggie Smalls when he says, "I know people that used to kidnap kids, fuck them in the ass, throw them over the bridge." Now that don't sit so right.
Yeah,
that don't sit right anymore.
I saw because they're going back and dissecting these lyrics and it's like
how much did Biggie Smalls and P Diddy cross paths?
Oh, they were
that.
Well, that's the thing. Now they're going back looking at videos. And they're like, man, these two are a little too close for friends. Comfort. You know what I mean? They're saying the P Diddy It was a love triangle: P. Diddy, Puffy, and Tupac, and that's what created the East and West.
You talk about being too close. I was at a wedding recently.
Here we go.
I gotta tell you, dude, this is hilarious. So we're sitting up there, everybody's dancing, right? At this point in the wedding, everybody's drunk. Next thing you know, I see. I can't say who I saw in case my wife ever sees this, though. Too.
I saw a person.
I saw a person in front of me, though, too, and then his cousin or whoever. I didn't know it was his cousin at the time, though. But I saw this dude sitting on here, and next thing you know, I'm sitting there behind. We're all dancing.
You're behind the cousin,
and he's. No, the one dude's country as hell and everything, but I saw the other dude start like rubbing his shoulder, rubbing his back though, and finally my wife's like smacked him like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "What is he doing?" He had a little too much to drink. He started rubbing him real good. I'm like, "This ain't this type of party, dude." Yeah, I don't know what was going on.
You were focused though, weren't you?
See, it's like I went in on the action. That's what that
Magic
was.
hands.
I couldn't believe what I was watching because I was like,
Okay.
It's like usually I'm involved.
Yeah. No, did it?
you can't go one podcast without.
You started it. You absolutely started it.
You did start it.
But you so
You don't poke a bear. You don't poke a bear. And that's what you did. You poked the bear.
He pokes bears.
You're like a chihuahua.
I'll bite some ankles too.
So, anyways, back to Diddy. I got a question, and you've been reading up on this more than me. But where is the Beyonce and Jay-Z tie into this? Because you got the J. Lopez thing. Like they're pretty sure J. Lopez's whole thing with Ben Affleck fell apart because of stuff that the feds released, right?
I have no idea, but they went back to early 2000s. There was an interview with Diddy and
Queen Bee.
I want to say not Jay Leno. Who's the other one?
David Letterman.
I want to say it was maybe Dave.
Conan O'Brien.
It was
one of those guys.
One of the night talk show hosts, and he pulled up a picture of Diddy and Michael Jackson, and apparently Michael Jackson just popped over to the Diddy party, questioning and wondering about Beyonce.
He's like, where's B?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh. R. Kelly's over there pissing on somebody in the corner.
Yeah, who knows?
You imagine it. Yeah, we already said that before.
But then there's
R.
another
Kelly,
video
Jackson.
of Diddy on Ellen talking about videos he has of Ellen at a P. Diddy party.
Stop.
Yeah, because like Ellen was saying something. He was like, "You don't want me to release the videos of you at my party."
But who knows? Maybe she.
Maybe it's just crap talk.
Maybe she took her shirt off or something. Who knows? I mean,
I don't know, because there's a lot of conspiracies out about all those people.
I am curious. I think that eventually this onion's getting peeled back because you have people that are running for cover. And today, Diddy was basically more charges were brought against him for the rape of a 13-year-old girl. And this one's pretty sick, if it's true. Presumed innocent till guilty, right? That's our system. But man, when 7,000 people are coming out and they listen, here's what I know, and you know this, that the federal government does not bring charges against you, your profile, unless they've got
something
overwhelming evidence.
Well, I take it back to being a kid too. Like your parents never asked you a question unless they already knew the answer.
Yeah.
You went out and you broke somebody's window, you cut school, you did something wrong. Your parents weren't asking you about it unless they already knew the answer.
They gave you the opportunity to tell the truth.
Yes.
To see how you'd respond.
They didn't hit him
100%.
with one count. They didn't hit him with two. Dude, the dude's got counts. He's like Count Dracula. He's just got them all. I mean, he is absolutely inundated with criminal, counts. And now these women are coming out, and I'm gonna leave this here with this. There is no excuse if this girl was underage, period. But a 13-year-old girl, I hope that it is. I hope that didn't happen to her. But if it did, my man ain't gonna last long in Leavenworth or another Gen Pop, because this is a level of sickness. Some of these people, I think that they just get so rich and so powerful that every perversion in their head they think that they can explore. And I think that there are other people that their careers are gonna be over because of it, because guilt by association or guilt because they took part.
Or knowledge. I mean,
or knowledge
of it.
Yeah. And whether that's an Ellen, which I don't know anything about that, remember I said a couple podcasts ago, we had a whole generation of women taking advice from Oprah Winfrey and Ellen about the two most unqualified people to talk about, what a good female mental health and upbringing all that other crap.
We could go down that road. We ain't gonna bash women on this episode.
I'm not bashing. I am not bashing women. What I'm talking about is that if this comes out, I wonder how many. Say that Oprah's name came out, somehow tie with it. I wonder how many women out there are going to go, oh shit, maybe I should have spent less time on Oprah and more time on the Do-It-Yourself Network.
What the hell is the Do-It-Yourself Network?
What does Do-It-Yourself mean?
What the hell is the Do-It-Yourself Network?
That's where you learn how to do it yourself.
Is this a real TV station?
Yes, it's DIY. Bro, you've never watched DIY Network?
Dude, I don't watch cable, man.
Right now, I'm questioning how we made it to episode 58.
Yeah.
Yeah, but come on. I mean, you've never watched
which
DIY?
cares?
It's fucking.
Hey, WNBA, New York won it, baby.
No Caitlin Clark, no point in me watching.
But it's New York. It's New York.
What about that college football there, Lil?
Well, we ain't got college football. We're sticking on New York right now. We're sticking on New York.
I don't follow WNBA, so I gotta go like something.
Can you let me get to a fucking transition, please?
God, it
was a quick transition. It was like a left-right turn.
Like your sex change.
Oh.
See, here he goes. Wow.
When did that happen, though?
The same time he had the hemorrhoids fixed.
We're in a little nip tuck.
No, but so New York won the WNBA championship.
Yeah.
Now we had the New York Yankees in the World Series
against the Dodgers,
which is pretty neat. I wanted to see New York Mets versus New York Yankees.
Little Subway Series? Is that what it would be called?
Yeah, it'd have been a Subway Series. Yeah. I think a lot of people wanted to see that. This is where I start thinking sports may be fixed because now you got Ohtani, you got Judge. I can't speak. But you got two of the teams.
He just makes up names.
I do.
He's like Clark.
Who?
What the? All right. Anyways.
But anyways, you got two of the top teams. You got the top team in the NL, top team in AL. This hasn't happened since 1974.
Has it been that long?
The MVP for the NL and the MVP for the AL.
So who do you give an edge to? Ohtani's not pitching at all.
Ohtani's not pitching. Yeah. I'm going to have to go with LA. I'm going to go with LA on this one.
I don't know, man. It's whenever the Yankees are in the World Series, it's just like how cool would it be if the LA Dodgers were the Brooklyn Dodgers right now, though?
Oh yeah,
that would be so crazy.
But I think it's going to be LA because it's going to be a storybook for Ohtani. You know what I mean? First season with LA, signed that big contract, all that drama in the beginning of the season with the sports gambling, injured, not pitching. Made that 50 for 50 club, only won in the 50 for 50.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Won MVP for the American League or National League.
You know who's not in there?
Who's that?
The Pirates.
Oh, the Pirates.
Again?
We'll wait another 50, 50
but you know
years.
who really isn't in there either?
Who?
The Guardians.
Yeah.
The Indians.
Well,
another Ohio team fails to take a step forward.
I think it was the last New York game. It was either the last New York or the last LA game during the playoffs. There was a guy behind home plate wearing a Pirate jersey, a Pirate T-shirt under the jersey that said, "Just sell the team." I'm like, you gotta love that.
He's not wrong. I mean, at this point in the ball game, I mean, it's such a shame to have such a beautiful stadium in Pittsburgh and have such loyal fans, and then have such a dipshit of an owner. I mean,
at least we're not the Browns. That's all I got to say. At least we're not the Browns.
That is a good point. The Cleveland Browns. So I watched that game because I'm enjoying watching Cleveland get destroyed. They got destroyed.
I feel bad for them all the way around.
I feel bad for the loyal fan base, and I genuinely do. Even though when they come to Pittsburgh, they're obnoxious. You know that's a fact. Why are you looking at me with all kinds of hate in your eyes?
I think it's a.
All you guys do is
you have to be a complete idiot not to think that when I have been to. So when I first moved to Pittsburgh, anytime I wasn't a big NFL fan, though, still not a big NFL fan, but I would never get past this sentence when I got stationed here from the military, like, where are you from? Who do you root for? I said, well, I'm from Ohio. And they start bashing Ohio. I think anytime you come from Cleveland, Pittsburgh, Baltimore, any of those places, they're all obnoxious. You go to Baltimore, they're obnoxious. I'll never forget sitting at a game for the Steelers, and they were playing They might have been playing the Ravens, and some guy yells, some guy out of nowhere out here is, "F you, whore!" And I'm like, God have mercy. And
Don't talk about Craig's mother like that.
No, I tell you what. So I had never been to an NFL game in my entire life until I went to my first Steelers game. Grew up a big college fan, and Jennifer and her dad were like, "Hey, we're going to go down and we're seeing it was the Pittsburgh Steelers against the Kansas City Chiefs, but we're going to go tailgate." And I'm like, "Okay, what's tailgating like for the NFL?" I mean, because in college in Florida and the SEC, man, it's an event. You got huge smokers out there.
That's how it is with the Steelers.
We go down there, man. The first thing that we see is a dude's van open up, and he's got a complete bar. And he's making bloody misses 10 o'clock in the morning. I mean, we were just blasted 2 hours before we went in the game. And there's, trucks rolling around, people. It was amazing. It was such a cool atmosphere. The passion for NFL here, especially between Pittsburgh and Cleveland, is enormous. I mean, it really is. And Baltimore, because they are the original Browns, right?
Yeah.
I don't get that too much from the Bengals, though. I don't know why.
Am I drinking and made this up that Cleveland Browns are moving now, building a new stadium?
I have no idea.
I thought they're actually building.
I know there was talk about it.
Maybe I was drinking and read it though the other night at your house, but it's going to be outside of Cleveland, like in the suburbs or something. Though,
how does that help them?
At this point, I guess you just.
I don't know. With the GM they got, with that Deshaun Watson deal, he fumbled that. You heard the frustration in the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah.
When they started to chant, "You deserve it," when Watson went down during that game.
Do they know yet if it's season ending?
I think it was an ACL tear.
Oh, God,
so I think he's done for the season.
But it's just sad being from Ohio, though. Never an NFL champ, never a Super Bowl ring,
and the Hall of Fame sits there and Ken. I was.
It does.
It's ironic.
But the whole thing, going back to Cleveland, where I was trying to get to, like, you could hear how fed up Cleveland is.
Oh yeah.
Like I said it a few episodes ago. Deshaun Watson's a bitch because he walked off instead of going for that play. And there's been play after play throughout the season where he's not putting in the effort. He's going through the motions. You never want to see anybody get injured. You know what I mean? Nobody wants to see anybody get injured. But I think the Cleveland fans are showing how fed up they are. And they're saying, "You deserve it. You deserve it."
Yeah, I mean, it was sad to hear that when you were playing that. I didn't catch that when I watched the game. But...
Let me ask you, do you think in our lifetime we're going to see an Ohio team win a Super Bowl?
Cincinnati, maybe.
Hoping our lifetime's another 40, 50 years. But
with Joe Burrow's in Cincinnati and some of the weapons he got.
I think that Cincinnati's a lot closer than Cleveland.
Yeah.
I think Cincinnati should be a lot closer than Pittsburgh right now.
Yeah.
Could you imagine what that city's going to do if they win a Super Bowl?
Cincinnati?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they'll go nuts.
They're going to burn that city down.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it wouldn't hurt.
But, I mean, the city won't look any different.
Yeah. That is a good point. As long as they don't go across the river and, touch New Riff and the party place.
I tried to change it earlier, but let's talk about that Texas-Georgia game this weekend, though. What'd you all think about that?
I
Texas got spanked.
Dude, Georgia just wore them out.
Listen, I told you so. I said it was going to happen.
I didn't think it was.
What's this mean for the SEC, though? You got Alabama, Georgia.
It means for the college football landscape that there is somewhat of parity now in college football. That you're not going to see an undefeated team. Listen, Oregon is not going to make it to this season. They got lucky against Ohio State.
I don't think they got.
What about?
I did not get to watch the Oregon Ohio. Everybody knows I'm an Ohio State fan.
Who?
Well,
The U.
let me go back to.
Sorry. Miami they still have to play Clemson. And then they still have their ACC championship game. They haven't played Pitt yet. Pitt looks strong. We have seen that every given Saturday, a team that we did not expect is rising up to the occasion. But, okay, let's just for argument's sake say that Miami is your lone undefeated or Oregon somehow makes it through. They have got to go back at some point and they're going to play a Georgia or an Alabama or maybe an LSU. LSU looks ridiculous right now. I mean, as far as it goes for the SEC, I don't see a 2-loss team. There will be a 2-loss or even maybe a 3 or 4-loss team in the playoffs.
Not a 4-loss. With 12 teams, you'll have a 2-loss.
You'll have a 2-loss.
I think you could have a 4-loss.
No, I don't think you'll have a 4-loss. There's no way you have a 4-loss.
Well, mark this date.
You like, how much have you had to drink? Because there's no way you're having a 4-loss out of all the college teams in a playoff.
Can you justify a 4-loss? Sure. Hold on. If you lost to 1, 2, 3, 4 in the country within a couple points, sure, I could justify a 4-loss when you lost to the top.
It's not going to happen. But I'm going to tell you what the sportscasters were saying. The professional talking heads. Use Florida as an example. I know we're going to go. Don't just hold off on the Florida jokes for a minute. If Florida, who now plays Georgia, Texas, LSU, and Ole Miss before finishing off the season with FSU, if they were to beat those 4 teams, their 3 losses are against Miami, Texas A&M, and Tennessee. That 4 losses or 3 losses could put them into the playoff picture. So if it can happen for Florida, why couldn't it happen for a Tennessee?
Well, you're talking about a 3-loss, not a 4-loss team.
I'm talking about... if all the dominoes fall for all the other teams, the only conferences that won't happen to will be the Big 12. Because right now you have Iowa State. There's no competition. If you look at the Big 10, you've got Oregon, Penn State, Ohio State,
Indiana,
Illinois.
Yeah, I mean,
Illinois is playing great ball. You've got Penn State over there. You've got all these different teams that could beat each other up to the point where the person that wins the Big 10 has 3 or 4 losses.
Do we have a number one? Texas was overwhelmingly the favorite.
They were never the favorite in my book.
But based off the rankings, they were. Right now, who would you be your number one?
I don't think you got a solid number one out there.
Based upon how they played, number one right now would be Miami. And it just hurts to say that.
Who has Miami played? I don't know. I mean, unfortunately, having kids, sports, I never get to watch college football. I just go on ESPN. I'm following them. We're at the wedding, got in trouble. We're sitting there dancing. I got my phone out here watching the Oregon Ohio State game.
I bet you were mad dancing too. You're just like, I hate them.
Dude, I did not see that game. And then when I came back the next day, started seeing how they lost. They lost.
You know what?
Let me finish for 1 second here. Had they kicked the field goal, still might have lost though. But the fact that you didn't even get the godforsaken field goal off and even kick one to try to win.
The minute that they lost,
God have mercy.
Oliver wanted to call you.
Speaking of field goals,
he's over there just smirking.
I'm going to take it back. Steeler game.
Yeah.
Was that a block or was that a push off?
It was a block.
I swear it was a block.
You're talking about the first one.
The first one was a block.
The first one, they have said that. So what with what happened was he went up for the ball. You're allowed to touch your players. You're not allowed to propel yourself. But it's clear he kind of just grazes right over him.
Yeah.
So they blew that. Now, thankfully, it didn't come back to haunt the Steelers. They still put their foot squarely up the Jets.
But here's the thing, though. I don't count that game because you got the Jets. Their secondary was depleted. They had 3 starters out. Somebody else got hurt in the middle of the game in the secondary. And it's the Jets. And everybody's all hyped up. Russell Wilson's the Heat.
Devontae Adams was back. Don't forget that.
Yeah. But I'm talking about Steelers offense right now. Everybody's amped up. You know what I mean? With Russell Wilson. Yeah, he could throw the deep ball. I'll give him that. But a lot of the catches, the receivers had to go out and make the plays. Yes, that deep ball's a threat, but if your receivers got to go out and do some acrobatic shit to make the catch, I don't know how long that's going to last. And we got the Giants next.
That's a test.
That's not a test. The Giants are trash. No. The Giants are fucking trash.
I'm not saying the Giants aren't trash, but what I'm saying is the Giants secondary is more of a threat than the Jets secondary was. Either which way.
Fucking Peters Township secondary is more of a threat than fucking the Jets.
There are going to be some very upset Jets fans.
I don't give, and I'll say the same thing about the Giants. The Giants are trash. New York.
What is it about New York that bothers you? Do you want to talk about
Nothing. I'm a Knicks fan. I love the Knicks.
Well, Knicks
play Boston tonight. Don't fucking say that.
The Knicks are trash.
You hold your tongue.
The Knicks are trash.
You hold your tongue.
You know who else are trash? The Cleveland Browns. I couldn't help it.
I was going to say Gators, but all right.
Bro. Don't. We're wounded enough. Hey, you know what? We're cutting this episode, goddammit.
But no, do you think, honestly...
Stay tuned when we take the episode to the backyard.
do you honestly think Russell Wilson's going to be able to take it for the rest of the season?
I don't know. If Russell... Look, I wanted to see Justin Fields, and I still do. I still think that he is more dynamic, and he poses more of a threat because of his ability to run. But... There is some legit criticism that he sometimes throws the ball too hard. Maybe if he sees this and look, the kid's done it all the right way. He's taken this pretty good.
Oh, he took it with class.
He's a class act. So maybe he can get something from Russell Wilson like, man, you know what? I need to figure out how to drop that deep dime pass that Russell Wilson has been famous for his entire career. He is one of the few guys that can put a ball in a bucket.
Except on the goal line during the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, so I don't know. Ran it. But if it opens the playbook up to where you saw what Najee Harris and Warren did, they were able to find, because they were now concerned about the outside receiver threat. Freiermuth was in the mix.
Washington got in the mix.
Oliver, who was the other big-ass tight end that they used? Hayward. Hayward's a defensive guy.
No, Hayward is their tight end. It's Hayward's younger brother.
The real big dude?
Yeah, it's Hayward's younger brother.
He's a fullback. No. He's a fullback. Yeah. Who was the other big tight end? Watson?
Washington.
I said Washington.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, he said Washington.
Yeah, you're right, you did. Van Jefferson was getting into it. So, I mean, there were more receivers that night that were targeted, and it stretched the field. And it I mean, listen, Oliver and I sat there and we'll watch the game together. And I mean, Oliver's already our sports encyclopedia. He's like, look at the lanes. Look at the lanes that are open for Najee. Look at the lanes that are open for Warren. Russell Wilson can't scramble for shit. That was what got me. Like, I thought he was still athletic.
No.
But compared to Fields, it's a no contest.
Some of those lanes that were wide open, like, oh, why don't you run that?
Yeah,
he doesn't have the legs
he doesn't have that zest like Fields does. But I don't know. I think that Tomlin is going to make a decision after the Giants game before we enter in to play the Ravens, and we
got Washington Redskins, so we got Giants and then the Redskins.
Is it Redskins?
No, they're the Commanders.
Well. Thank you, Mr. Politically Correct over there.
Yeah, Redskins. So we got the Redskins next. We got Giants, Redskins, and then we go in
to Ravens,
Cincinnati, Cleveland.
Yeah. So I mean, he's got 2 games to figure it out.
Yeah.
To really decide. Okay.
And you really can't count the Jets. You can't count the Giants. I think it's going to be the Washington game that's going to make or break.
Okay, so we saw a plethora of NFL games. We saw Minnesota and Lions play, and that was great.
Yeah, Minnesota. I thought Minnesota was going to pull it off.
Nevada blends.
No, I thought Minnesota was going to pull it off, but they didn't.
The Lions look resilient this year. We saw the. I can't bag on you because I had a coughing fit earlier, so we'll leave it at that. But Kansas City. Oh,
holy shit!
Why do you do it on the glassware? Why can't you do it in your shirt?
I went back this way. The glassware is right there.
Your sneeze down, bro. You're all COVID.
I went back this way.
Oh, God.
I guess somebody's
That's why
doing
we're always
tonight.
sick. That's why we're always sick around.
Hey, just don't take a glass from underneath the bar. Glasses upstairs, you'll be good.
Do you need a moment?
I'm taking my moment. Go ahead.
Okay, I didn't want the podcast to interrupt your sneezing. Are you done?
No, I don't think so.
Do it in your shirt. Dude, if I punch you in the balls, I bet you stop.
Oh, wait.
You look like a straight retarded when you sneeze. Yep.
I'm gonna have to go blow my nose.
You think?
Yeah.
All right, boy, I'm gonna go blow my nose.
Go blow your nose. It's nasty, dude.
Oh, man. So
wash your hands.
Horrible.
This guy's gross, man.
I don't know why you invite him over.
Swear to God.
I can still hear you, Dan.
Oh. Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting. So who do you have winning the NFC now after this slate of games with Detroit and Minnesota?
I still got, it's going to be between Minnesota, Washington.
Oliver, who do you got?
Washington or the Lions. Maybe Minnesota.
No.
Sam Darnold might win MVP in my opinion. captain or comeback player of the year.
Okay. I mean, I could be down with that. I love the way the Lions look. I am secretly rooting for the Lions.
I think everybody does
Yeah.
because holy
God, is he still sneezing in there?
yeah.
Dude, sit down while you pee.
So I think everybody, they always cheer for the Lions because
Yeah.
they've had it rough for so many years. You have to. It's kind of like sometimes I catch myself cheering for the Browns because it's like
No, you don't.
Oh,
no, you don't.
I do at times. I'm like,
Oh my God.
but like Baker Mayfield.
Yeah. I watched that game too. So I don't know. Long season ahead. We'll see what happens with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think that we're going to have some interesting stuff come out of the next couple of weeks when it comes to that. So
What else did I sent you some text message? What else did I want to hit on tonight?
well, I want to hit this up real quick before we wrap up. So
because we're running along because of Craig, like always.
yeah, sneezing his rear end off like it's
Whichever one of you all went to the bathroom 45 minutes ago, it smells like Satan's rear end.
that
in
was
there.
you.
It's death.
That's you. That is you.
Oh, God.
I don't know why you're trying to pawn that off on somebody else.
All right, so we got some announcement. It's coming down to the end of the month. Make sure
Yeah.
to go ahead, sign up, and become a paid member on Patreon to get those 6 entries for 2 bottles. And if we hit 50, we got 2 premium bottles we're giving away on Patreon.
Yeah.
If you like the shirts these 2 knuckleheads are wearing, make sure you check out
It's the 4 Idiots. It's the 4 Idiots shirt right here.
the bulletsandbourbon.com spelled completely out. November 2nd, we will be down at Southern Tier on the North Shore in Pittsburgh from noon to probably about 3-4 o'clock. We're going to have some great giveaways, a lot of merch, some hoodies, sweatshirts, T-shirts, hats, rocks, glasses, Glens.
Yeah, it'll
come
be-
down, have a good time with us.
I think it's going to be super fun.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be fun. We're going to have a lot of people that are going to be down there. Friends of ours showing up. A great way to talk beer, talk bourbon, talk whiskey, talk cocktails, and I'm looking forward to the atmosphere and the food. That's a cool place down there.
Especially go right before the pick game.
Yeah, we got the Pitt SMU game.
Yeah.
And SME, and both of them right now are poised to be ranked. This is going to be
Possibly in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a battle that's going to be really good. The other thing I wanted to bring up too is that we want to give a shout out to the Blind and Vision Rehabilitation Center of Pittsburgh. They are doing a pretty cool event. If you're in or around the Pittsburgh area, they're doing Blue Jeans Bourbon and Bingo. And what this is, the Blind and Vision Rehab it's a nonprofit that provides blind and vision rehab services for people with disabilities. You name it, veterans and the such. They're putting together a really cool event at Acrisure Stadium on November 8th.
And for you guys that don't know, that's the old Heinz Field.
Yeah, we still
call it Heinz
yeah,
Field.
we still call it Heinz Field. But basically, you show up and you wear blue jeans and drink bourbon and play bingo, and they're going to have gift baskets and really great dinner.
What day is that?
It's November 8th, Friday, November 8th. It starts at so cocktails, and I always say this wrong, but hors d'oeuvres.
What the hell's horse divorce?
Hors d'oeuvres. Yes, I'm saying that pretty right.
What is
Hors
it?
d'oeuvres. You know what
he's
hors-
saying?
No, I don't know what he's saying.
like little snacky snacks.
Appetizers?
Hors d'oeuvres.
Hors d'oeuvres. I know. I was. Come
But
on,
he's
man.
totally lost.
I know. God,
you
dude.
are completely illiterate.
I was doing that. This is the guy.
Like you could've
you
said
put a
hors
note
d'oeuvre.
on my car and you spelled retarded
Dude,
wrong.
I will say this one time. This is completely true. I hate to admit this though, but my wife's an English teacher though, extremely intelligent. That one time, I was sitting here looking at something and I was like, "What the hell is this?"
Quesadilla?
Jorge's. I think I literally said Jorge's Adorates, and she's like, "It's hors d'oeuvres, you idiot." I swear,
I was
Jorge's.
trying to get him to go down that road, and you guys ruined it. So yes, hors d'oeuvres. They start at 6 p.m. The first game of bingo starts at 6:45, and the dinner starts at 7 p.m. So here's the details on this. It's $200 a ticket, or if you have a table of 10, it's $2,000. All of these proceeds go to help people that have vision, that are blind or need vision rehabilitation. So it goes for a great cause. We're going to shout them out again. Again, that's Blue Jeans Bourbon and Bingo. Look them up at Blind and Vision Rehabilitation Services of Pittsburgh. Really great, group, and we want to support them, show them a little love. If you're around the area, look, they're going to have bourbon gift baskets. So you got a chance to win
You
some
have to admit
shit.
to have
So,
dinner.
so are they door prizes or?
I think you're doing raffles.
Okay, raffles.
and such.
But honestly, I mean, the wife and I go out to have dinner, hors d'oeuvres, cocktails. $200 is not hard to blow in a night, though. So
Oh, no.
and to give it for a good cause.
But here's
though,
the other thing: you can go do it in blue jeans, man. You don't even have to dress up. I'm all about it. Like, you know, if the off-duty boss was like, "Hey, we're going to go out for a fundraising event. You got to wear a black tie," I'd be like, "Oh, fuck me," right? Nobody wants to put a suit on. I'm miserable everywhere a suit. But if she was like, "Hey, this is bingo bourbon and blue jeans, and you get to wear jeans and drink." And have hors d'oeuvres.
You know how miserable those jeans are when you put them on?
Oh, yeah.
They're screaming.
Well, it'll make them big in the front end, baby.
All right. Can't wait to know our second Southern tier here.
I'm just saying.
All right.
I mean, listen, not everybody has double holster. Okay. But any of that, you know, check them out, look them up. You can find their Facebook page, just Blind Vision over here.
We'll make fun of them outside here in a few.
Double holster? What?
Yeah.
Dude, let's just wrap this up and get him off the mic.
You going to trip?
Get him off the mic.
After your whole Prince Albert situation?
Double holster.
Now he's going to deflect. Jacob.
Episode-
All I can think of is
episode 59.
when he said double holster, all I could think of is the male version of the girl from Total Recall with the 3 boobs. Double holster.
That would be cool, though. So, would you date a lady?
No, I wouldn't.
Why not?
It's just weird.
Why is it weird?
We got to wrap this up. That's the next episode.
I'm just saying. That's a topic for the next
trifecta.
episode. Yeah.
The trifecta.
Yeah.
It's not a trifecta.
Any event, check out. I'm going to say this because just now you got me all distracted. Blue Jeans Bourbon and Bingo. So look them up if you're interested. We'll also post up their link on our Facebook page. We put the episode out, and again, hurry up, enter in. We want to see these Patreon numbers come up so we can put out that bottle of Elmer 2E because that's a good bottle right now. We're getting close. We want to be able to give this bottle away. And if you're on Facebook and Instagram, if you enter in, like, follow, and tag 3 people, you'll be entered in to win a bottle of the Eagle Rare and the Stolen Wolf. Don't sleep on that Stolen Wolf. It is some supreme juice. So
Well, it's funny. I put something out on Patreon. A lot of our Patreon members, they want that Stolen Wolf.
well,
They are more interested in the Stolen Wolf.
I guess we're going to have to go get another bottle of Stolen Wolf.
I think the thing that surprises me a lot is I play in a lot of raffles for bottles, and I'm spending on an ETL, I'm spending $20, $25 to win a bottle of ETL, and I'm losing all the time. In Patreon, it's $4
you spend $4
for an
for a
entry.
chance.
I got it, 50 people though, but I mean, as we increase the Patreon, there'll be a lot bigger bottles. Or
Well, there'll be
multiple
different
bottles
tiers. We'll graduate tiers. So
Yeah.
so you'll
We'll
have
be
more
able to do more
options.
too.
Yeah, but you're right. $4 for a chance. So okay, when we hit that 50, we put these bottles out. You don't win the ETL. Well, next month, if we don't have the ETL to recycle, we're gonna have a bottle of Stag or maybe a bottle of Master Keep. The goal is to bring out great bottles to give away. We do that through what we bring in.
We
through
are.
Patreon.
We're trying.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're trying to promote the Bullits and Bourbon
Yeah.
brand, though. But I mean, by the time we purchase or allocate a bottle, give it back, and get it to everybody, though, there's really not a lot in it for us. At 50 paid Patreon members,
Covers the
for a
cost.
bottle of ETL. I mean, really, yeah, it's
something fun
a
to
wash.
do.
Wash. It's basically a
It's a
wash.
It's a wash to that point, though. And I'd love to see us start hitting like 100, 150 and start getting some of your BTAC, some of your allocated products.
A little
Though, some
Pappy to
bigger
give
bottles.
away. I think we could do that. I think it depends on how much involvement we get. And, as we grow, we'll do the same thing on Instagram. We'll start bringing up different levels of bottles. It's something fun to do. It's a way to engage. We want your engagement. We are going to put out another poll.
I think next month we just do Patreon only.
Ooh.
I think next month Patreon only. Why give all these other people an opportunity to win something?
Because everybody likes to win, man.
Everybody likes to win.
Because what we have, well, I disagree. Because we have a lot of loyal people though who, for one reason or another, maybe they don't do the paid Patreon though too, but they still promote us though, and they still invite a lot of their friends, and they bring people to the table though too. So
it's less than a cup of coffee. Would you buy a friend a cup of coffee for their birthday? Would you buy them a pour at the bar or a $5 beer?
Would you buy me?
I'm just saying, it's $4. It's $4.
fair enough, but we have a lot of people though too. Though,
No,
who
you didn't
are,
answer the question. Would you buy me a pour?
oh, you're an idiot. We have a lot of people though who still help promote the podcast, and you never know somebody's financial situation though. And $4 is it much money? Maybe not to a lot of people though, but some people feel very guilty about It's $4.
Well, I agree.
Spend on their child, spend on their kid.
And the whole purpose of this is to promote whiskey and have a good time and talk about it. But there is some validity. The better bottles are going to move to Patreon.
Yeah.
They're going to go there, and the merch. So I think we're going to have fun. If we hit the 50, that bottle goes live. We don't hit the 50, well, maybe we still raffle off a bottle because we're
Patreon only.
We're good people. That's what we'll do. So, we'll see. Anyways, guys, thanks for tuning in. We really appreciate it. Love you. Hope that you guys will give us a follow and hit that Patreon up and drop us your comments. We will have another poll out very soon on what bottle you want us to review next. If you have ideas, shoot them to us. We'll post that up after the Saturday episode. So you got some time. If there are some really cool bottles or some interesting bottles that you think that you'd like us to talk about, give us some options, and we'll try our best to line them up and put them up on there for everybody to vote on. Until then, guys, like we say all the time, stay thirsty, my friends.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Thank you for listening to today's podcast of Bullits and Bourbon. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe so you never miss an episode.